And to be honest, I was feeling kind of hot, so I decided not to wear the robe. Plus, you can actually see the flannel pajamas in all their shining glory. Alright, so, let's see, my low, my high, my act of kindness. The only low I really had was that it took a little longer than I thought it would for me to actually read this yesterday. But, other than that, everything was great, I finally got to have reason. I actually brought my mom and my dad with me. That was pretty sweet. We went home, had a nice dinner. If you checked out my Instagram and Facebook, then you know that I've been thinking about taking photos of mom foods I've talked about already. And last night my mom made mac and cheese, so there it was. I took a photo of my mom's mac and cheese. It's on my Instagram if you want to check it out. You should also subscribe, by the way. Right. So, I'll talk about what dinner was like in a minute. But, my act of kindness was I helped clear the table after dinner, I helped set up the table, and help make dinner, because I actually beat my folks home to their place, and my mom will have the mac and cheese already pre-made, if that makes sense. You just gotta put in the oven for 350 for 45 minutes to an hour or something like that. So yeah, it's already ready to be put in the oven. You just gotta put it in there for that long. So that was really great. And that said, good morning, happy Saturday, everybody. Before I go into today's video, describe a little mac and cheese. Again, one thing I never said is that, I did sort of say this when I did my mom food chronicle on mac and cheese, but my mom will use any noodle that's available. So she used farfalle. That's the ones that look like little bow ties. So yeah, it was really great. And the cheese adhered to the noodles pretty decently. Very decently so. I was quite impressed. Anyway, so I've been thinking about doing this video for a good long while. And this is a class in session video, by the way. I want to make this clear. This is one of the main reasons why I really haven't talked about it this much. Why I really haven't talked about it yet in the class and session videos is, technically, you guys already know this story because I've said it several times in the past. But today, the class and session video I was going to do was drama. Now, way back when a couple weeks ago, when I talked about English, I said I took 4 years of English in high school, yet I took the Regents exam at my junior year. So what was my final semester of English? This was drama. I could have, and you're probably wondering, why did I not put drama in that video? Well, that's really because I wanted this class to be constituted its own video, because there's so much to this class in terms of happy memories, funny memories, a little bit of scary memories, that, to be perfectly honest, it needs its own video. You'll see why. I've already made the video. By the time you're watching this, I already made the video, so you're gonna see why anyway. So it was my final semester at Horseheads High School. And drama was the second class I had during the day. I believe my first class of the day my first class of the day would always alternate between musical theater workshop and that actually should be one I should do also. Musical theater workshop and gym class. So the second class of the day I had a drama. Now I get to a drama class, and this is the part of the story I told already, but it's still fun to talk about. I get to my drama class, and this room was a particularly small classroom. Like, real small. In fact, I'd actually wager my living area in my apartment is bigger than that classroom. Very narrow room it was. But the desks were arranged, just like so. Like one aisle, you go down the middle and go left or right, wherever seat you want to, sit in. And I was always a good student, or at least I tried to be the kind of student that wouldn't get himself into trouble. So I would sit near the front of the classroom. And again, this is a narrow classroom. There's like barely any space anywhere. So I really can't see what's going on behind me as people are walking in. Now, the drama teacher, or the drama teacher was actually a faculty member of quite legendary prestige, as this faculty member had been teaching for many, many years, as well as the fact that, she was the director of all the school plays. Needless to say, I was a sort of rambunctious moron who would sort of get himself into trouble. Now, needless to say, when I walked in this classroom, I was already nervous enough. It was like, okay, this woman who may or may not like me so well is my teacher. I can't screw this up. And, I tried my best not to screw it up. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do a good job. This is my final semester, but still a new clean slate. Let's do this. At least graduate with this woman knowing, you're not sort of troublemaker, if you will. And then it happened. Class starts. And, we go through attendance, name the names, everyone there. And then she says, this is a class of all girls. Well, Nick, I guess you're the man now. It scared the bejeebers out of me at that moment in time. Because I will admit, I try to make myself, too crazy or too, I'm sorry, hold on a second. That's a little bit better, okay. I want to adjust a little bit. So, I know, listen, I will admit, when I was in high school, I was incredibly obnoxious. I totally was. But I like to say that at least I tried to be a little well-meaning. Because, you can be obnoxious. You can be obnoxious and, be a good guy. That happens. You just gotta take it in small doses, I guess. So, a lot of people sort of knew that about me. That, I was on the obnoxious side. And I always had kind of a loud voice, so that didn't help my case either. But every single girl knew me. And for being, kind of this obnoxious sort of person. And I'm like, okay, every single one of these girls may or may not like me either. Not to mention the teacher may or may not like me either. I cannot screw up anything. So like those first 2 weeks, I'm literally like stiff as a board. Not that kind of stiff. Some sick people out there. I was terrified. You're probably, Nick, this is a class of all girls. This is a teenage guy's dream, right? Yeah, that on paper it's a dream. In real life, you don't know if any of these girls are taken for, or what's going on in their lives, or any of that stuff. You make one girl in that class mad, they're going to destroy you. And that was the mindset I had going in practically every day I went to that class. Even after those first 2 weeks when I started to settle in, I'm like, okay, I still gotta be careful. And I like to think I was. I never got in any trouble. I always got my work done. I definitely have some fond memories of that class for sure. I mean, we'd watch, we'd read plays like Midsummer Night's Dream. That's where I read Midsummer Night's Dream, actually. We saw the lottery. That was pretty good. And just learning all the ins and outs from like makeup, lighting, direct, like anything that goes into a drama production. Or a theater production. That's what this class entailed. And I have to say, I learned a lot. I really did. I mean, maybe it was because I was trying so hard to be good that I wound up, that like some of the good study habits at that time sort of rubbed off on me. And over time, I did sort of warm up to the fact, okay, I may be the only guy here, but just don't say anything wrong. Don't say anything to offend anyone. You're going to be fine. And looking back, and maybe I put a little too much worry into it, but I remember just being, like I couldn't even move. I was I'm like the entire, there were days I sitting in class I was on the table doing my notes and everything. So, yeah. All in all, this was a very fun class. It really was. I mean, you've heard me at least sing before, and you've heard me quote, a few movie lines and stuff here and that, and I never really danced. Oh, I was trying to hold back a yawn there. I've never danced on camera, but maybe I might do that. Although, I hear you shouldn't do that, so maybe, I don't know. But I liked theater. I really, truly did. But, and don't misunderstand me, I gained much more respect for it after drama class. But it would take a whole nother year for me to really, truly appreciate every single one of the ins and outs. Not that what I learned in drama wasn't bad, not at all. In fact, again, I did, technically, I already knew practically everyone in that classroom when the years. I was a senior, and there were lots of, people who weren't seniors in that class. Of course, I would practically know everyone there. So, I still had wonderful memories of some extraordinary people. And, I'm losing my train of thought, I'm sorry. It was just nice. It was a nice overall experience that I'm really glad I did, and it really did allow me to think one other thing as well. As you guys know, after I graduated from Horseheads, that's when I took a PG year at Trinity Pauling. Trinity Pauling is an all-boys school. Now, you also know I'm a Christian man. I follow the Catholic faith. I am a firm believer in God. I don't flaunt it. I just say what my beliefs are. I just leave it at that. I like to believe that God truly does have a sense of humor if right before I go to an all-boys school, I'm in one class where I'm the only guy in there. I'd like to get that out of the way, please. He has to have a sense of humor for something like that to happen. In fact, you know what? I bet this is what, hold on. This is probably what he was thinking when drama class first started for me. And keep in mind, I was already committed to Trinity Pauling before drama class began. One moment, please. Do you enjoy what you're having down there? Do you? Yeah, that was probably the first. That was the first time you've ever seen voiceover in this show. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe button. Follow me on social media. Show me guys on YouTube. Show me guys on YouTube. I'm very humble in this video for all you guys to watch and enjoy for today. And hopefully you have a wonderful Saturday. If ever you guys want to talk to channel, with me in London here. I was right back. Take care and make good choices. See ya.